to Woodland to around the world. This is Monsoon Live right here on YouTube. I am the host, Jeffrey Monsoon Machine. Nickelback with our official theme song, Burn It to the Ground. Welcome to today's show. You notice some stuff is different. There's no little screen at the bottom. There was no big intro. Oh, well, like we normally do with the graphic. What is going on? Well, let's talk about that first, and then we'll get into the heart of this show for you today. Well, very simply, my executive producer, my best friend, got major carpal tunnel surgery this past week, and it was rough on him. And we are dedicating this show to him. Michael, this show is for you, and we want to thank you for what you do for our show. I mean, it's our show. It's him and I. And it's weird. It doesn't feel like a normal Monsoon Live. This is like old school, where we used to do it here in Wayne. That's why I call it old school, being up here in Wayne doing it. And we're coming to you, you don't believe me, right atop Lancaster Avenue here in Wayne. So, Michael, this is for you, buddy. We miss you. We can't wait. I'm going to talk about him real quick. You can forget about the graphics, the lighting, all of it. When it comes to Monsoon Live, it has evolved. These are my new boxing shoes. They have evolved. When I talk about it, it has evolved more into it. And this is when I say it's our show. It's without Michael, it doesn't feel like a show. We could not have the graphics. We couldn't have any of that. It's just his friendship. And it means a lot to me. So, Michael, thanks, buddy. Another shout out to my buddy in California who's visiting, John. John, hope you're having a great trip. And to my friend Mayor, who is working this weekend. Mayor, keep it real. Well, if you saw earlier on Saturday, I posted a video calling I had begun a quest. I was searching for something big. Well, we found it. What it was, it's time for me to take on a new nickname. What? Don't worry, Monsoon Live is still existing, but we're adding something. Because I box, and one of my coworkers at work and one of my friends and a couple of my friends have said, "You are like a machine." Got me thinking. I really don't slow down when it comes to stuff. I commit everything to it. And because I'm changing my diet, I'm eating healthier. Ignore the sinus thing. It's just, my nose is not too good right now. I was just getting over something. I felt it was time we need to upgrade the name. So, I am now Jeffrey, the Monsoon Machine, Mysick. So, changing of the guard, and that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about what we do in March, which is Mania, which is the celebration of life. But it's going to become more. It's actually a celebration of the boxing world. Hence why I have my shoes here. What we do is we talk about the big fights in boxing on our show normally, but we're also going to be sitting down and we're going to be interviewing some great fighters. And I am happy, I'm going to get into this in a minute, about the main events. Get to that in a second. The other thing is we have a Hall of Fame. And this year, we already announced that we're putting Mark Holly in. But I'm also here to announce 3 new names. First off, he was one of my first guests on the show. It made it, I think, the number 2 video of 2015. And that is Travis Lee Hartman. Travis Lee Hartman was one of our first guests. He's a boxer who has inspired me, who has pushed me a lot to go for it. And Travis, what can I say about him? And we're going to talk more about it when we get to the Hall of Fame show. Then to say, congratulations, because, sir, you now are in the Monsoon Live Hall of Fame. You'll be inducted in March. So, Travis, congratulations. The second person, we had to do a two-part show. Literally, do a two-part show. Never done in the history of Monsoon Live yet. And that would be the most honorable, most, just a great guy, great boxer. Hopefully he's going for his third title fight. And that would be the two-time boxing champ, Mr. Steve, USS Navy Cunningham. He is also going into the Hall of Fame. The third, because with the Hall of Fame we celebrate the past, the present, and the future. We are also celebrating somebody who, even though he's not here in the presence and the graphics, all that, he is with us in spirit. That is my executive producer, Michael Towbar. Michael is a wonderful guy. He is a great man. He is an inspiration to guys like me who have a dream, who's passionate, and his love for his friends, the ones that he calls friends and family, is beautiful. And I say it's our show. And I'm here today to tell everybody that Michael, he may not realize it, but this is his show too. He has a co-piece of this show. So Michael, I said this show was for you. It was. You're in the Hall of Fame. You're going in with Steve and Travis. And we have one more. I got one more that, he's a cool guy too. And we're not going to announce him yet. We're going to save that for February. Because I'm going to tell him as well. So, Mark Holly, Travis Lee Hartman, Steve Cunningham, Michael Towbar. The fifth one's coming. Now, on top of all of that, we got to talk about the main event. That's part one of Mania's 3 parts. Number 2. In March, and leading up to March, you'll see me sparring. You'll see me preparing for a fight. Well, it's going to be a sparring match. It is not Mysic Nero 2. We are working on that because of schedules and all that, but we will have that. You might even see Nero and me on the same team versus someone else. Like a Rocky Apollo moment. You'll have to find out about that later. But that is coming your way. That'll be in February/March. That'll be part of Mania. And we will also be with a MMA fighter who's making his professional debut. We're going to be following his training, his path, all this month. And he will be part of our show also in March, where he's going to give me some tips. We're going to interview him, and you're going to see a little bit of sparring action with him. And all this will lead us to it all, of course, for the big one, which will be Bash to the Bridge 20. That's in August. But this is game changer. We are changing the way you look at boxing, the way you see it. You're going to see a lot of changes. And you're just going to see a lot of great stuff coming your way. So, next week, who knows? We'll see where we are. But for now, like us, follow us on monsoonlive.org, Twitter, Monsoon Live 83. Also Facebook, guys. And by the way, you can add me as a friend on my personal Facebook too. It's Jeffrey Mysic. Duh. So feel free. But for now, I gotta get ready because I got a lot to do. It's been a while since I've been up here. And it's going to be a crazy ride. But for now, for all of us here at Monsoon Live, to Michael, to Travis, to Steve, to my mom, and to all my family and friends, keep it real, guys. Lots of love. See you next week. Later days.